Diablo 4 critical update reveals major features for seasons, rare monster changes. Uh-oh. What do we got going on here? Let's check it out.
So Blizzard just confirmed a very big feature for Diablo 4, which is going to be absolutely fantastic for replay value when it comes to seasons, but is there a catch? Plus, one of the very rare monsters featured in the beta has changed quite a bit, and
guessing the butcher,
seeing returning Diablo 3 classes in the future. New comments about that one from Blizzard. Also, will Blizzard ever allow us to change the body type of our class, like having a super muscular necromancer or perhaps a skinny druid? The dev team gives an update about this one. Also, don't forget to enter the PS5, Xbox Series X, and Switch giveaway by checking out that pinned comment. This one is open to my subscribers on my YouTube channel only, so be sure to check that out. But yeah, let's dive straight into this. First and foremost, talking about that big feature, which is going to be most definitely helpful with seasons, so check it out right here. It says the new Diablo 4 video just dropped, and there's a skip campaign button that was showcased. Thank you for respect.
Wait, skip campaign button? Oh, unless... Wait, what? What's that about?
Acting my time, Diablo. If we scroll down here, yes, you can see how you can go ahead and skip the campaign, but a lot of people were wondering, how exactly does this work? So yeah, that's the question right here asked to Adam Fletcher. It says, can you explain this mechanic deeper? I mean, if we skip the campaign, we level up to a certain level, or what happens? If not, what's the point of not having the option of gain experience with the main quest? Great question. And the answer comes from Don Adams of Blizzard, who goes into super detail about how this mechanic works. First of all, he starts out by saying this. As Pez Radar mentioned, this becomes available for your account after beating the Diablo 4 Campaign 1.
Oh, nice. So after you beat Diablo 4 once, then you can create a new character and you don't have to go through the campaign again. That's actually pretty cool. I like that.
And each character can then skip at creation or any time after. But that's not all. We have even further details about this if we keep going. It says this: did you roll a bunch of alts to explore the classes before taking one to the finish line? You could skip the alts ahead or play them through, up to you. Furthermore, he says, want to play just up to your favorite part of the story or to grab a specific quest reward before skipping to the in-game activities? Go for it. Also, he says this: the team worked hard to build a high-quality campaign as an introduction and initial journey through the world of Diablo 4. I think it's worth playing multiple times, but we never planned on requiring repeat playthroughs per character or even per season. Once per account, enjoy. So
that's really nice. Really nice, really nice, really nice.
This is going to be so good for those of you that do not want to have the game feel so redundant. And if you don't want to have to sit through cutscenes and cinematics and that sort of thing, you will not have to when you start a new season or a new character. So that's great. Now, Lonnie does ask this right here: does this work for new seasons too? And Don Adams confirms, yep. And Lonnie did reply saying, wow, so we can just jump right into the end game and the new seasonal content? That's amazing. Does it just pop you right at your top character's level, or is this a preset level? And Buck responds saying, it's not a level boost. Seasons are meant to be a fresh start, and while you will retain the bonuses you picked up from altars with other characters, you still start at level 1. Now, Don Adams did confirm that this is correct. Skipping on a new character will drop you in at level 1. Skipping on an existing character will retain the character's current level. So there you have it.
I mean, that's nice. I don't know how I feel about starting at level 1 after you complete the campaign. You decide to skip, like, for new character creation, though. Like, you've already beat the campaign, so now what? What does that mean for the end game, though? Like, so you skip the campaign, you got a level 1 character, now what? How's that gonna work?
It's how this feature is going to be working alongside seasons. I think this is great, and it's awesome to see that they have thought ahead so far. Now, we have more questions about this feature because there's even more answers. Laws says this: any insights on what opting to skip campaign will do? Does it remove main story quest entirely and unlock what that gates, what about side quests, cinematics, and cutscenes, which were all skippable in the last beta. Don Adams says this: it completes the campaign and unlocks features gated by the campaign. Side quests are untouched. Cinematics are all skippable.
So you can still do side quests by skipping the campaign after you've already beat it once. Okay.
But a bug affecting the beta prevented this action sometimes. Scripted events that played out during gameplay are not skippable. So, yeah, that's great, because it is a pain when a game does not have skippable cinematics, especially when you just want to replay it for the game.
Yeah, for replay value, I can see that being an issue, like being annoying. However, I feel like if it's your first playthrough, I really don't see the problem with not being able to skip through the cinematics. I personally enjoy them, and it helps me understand the story better.
I cannot stand that. So great to note there. Now, we have this right here from Thorny, who said, is it not going to be much harder to grind without the campaign? Not sure if and how much XP do we get through the main story? Great question. Don says this: the campaign is worth a lot of XP, so this definitely came up in our discussions. Ultimately, we determined that access to all of the side content plus Whispers of the Dead will be enough to level efficiently. So yeah, that just means you are not absolutely required to go through the campaign to get massive amounts of XP.
Okay, good.
Variety of options, it seems, on how you can actually obtain large amounts of XP. And then we have this one right here from Harrison G. Pink of Blizzard, who says this: I'm sorry to say that your favorite Diablo 4 level 35 punching bag Osgar Reed won't be dropping loot other than his special rare mace anymore, plus gold and crafting mats. Those special rare monsters having a regular loot table was not intentional. So yes, of course, this did ruffle a few feathers. Let's get into the replies here. We have Death Mist 18, who goes on to say this: will that change be reverted for launch though? Only having a singular item would be disappointing, for an elite boss.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got an elite boss, you know, they're pretty hard to kill, right? You want a really good reward at the end of that. You don't want to just I don't understand that thought concept there on their end, but this is actually one of the only first things I've really been disappointed about with this game so far from what they've said.
And Harrison G. Pink confirms no, they are not intended to be farmed, especially since you can rely on them spawning in the same place. They fill a different design niche. So yeah, I think there's going to be so many different ways to farm. I'm not too worried about it, but please do sound off if you think this is a bad choice on Blizzard's part. But yeah, let's get into this brand new interview with Blizzard. They go on to talk about a lot of fascinating stuff. Let's dive into that right now. First of all, starting here, it says, my question has to do with cosmetics. In Blizzard games, they can range anywhere from mechanically fitting to comically goofy. Will Diablo 4 force cosmetics that stick to the dark tone of the game's world, or can we expect all different kinds in this?
That's a good question.
Lisa Corning of Blizzard says this: every single piece of equipment in the game right now is specifically designed to fit within the vision and to fill the gothic horror style of the game. And I think that's great. I don't want anything that is too wacky now. If it's themed off of like
for Fortnite, that's cool, right? We get all kinds of weird, goofy skins and whatnot. This game, it's a little more serious of a game. So I wouldn't feel like it would exactly fit in the game well if they did that. So I'm glad that they addressed that as well.
Holidays that fit into the lore, maybe that would work, but anything beyond that where it gets too wacky and wild, I am definitely not for. I just want it to fit into that gothic horror aesthetic that they mentioned. All right, let's keep going. It says a wide range of playstyles is available through the 5 classes, but can fans of previous Diablo classes like the Demon Hunter find analogous builds with the new system? Such a good question and a very interesting answer, so let's get into it. It says, I think you can find some aspects of that in certain ways that our classes play. Like, for example, the Rogue has had a lot of similarities to what the Demon Hunter did in Diablo 3. There's a lot of arrow-based archer fantasy and combat, and they move around really quickly across the battlefield. We don't purposely try to hit everything one-to-one, though, because then it's hard to make new things if all that you're doing is referencing old things. But also, we make something too one-on-one, then that means that we can't bring that class in the future if we wanted to for Diablo 4, right? We don't want to exclude the possibilities of what we could bring in the future by referencing things too much in classes that are in Diablo 4 before that maybe existed in previous titles. So that is telling me that they have interest in perhaps reviving older classes for nostalgia reasons.
That's cool. Okay, so what all, let me know in the comments, because I can't remember off the top of my head, what all classes on previous versions, like of different Diablos, are there that they could be reviving for nostalgia? Let me know.
They are keeping that on the table for now, and that is definitely a big potential. So sound off. What class from Diablo 3 in particular would you like to see return in Diablo 4? Sound off. Now, I myself would love to see the monk return. I think that would be so cool. I love the monk from Diablo 3. All right, furthermore, we have this one right here. After the beta, it was the first time people had seen the druid, and some people had negative feedback regarding their appearance. But then you saw people like Arcane who saw themselves in that character. How does that feedback make you guys feel? Now, Melissa Corning says this: I think we expected a lot of different opinions about all of our classes, but yeah, our goal is definitely for every single class to feel unique, not just through their skills and animations, but definitely through a diverse visual appearance as well. So it seems to me that they have absolutely no plans on changing the system they currently have in place, and they really don't want you modifying the actual body type of the classes. And there is actual gameplay.
I mean, character customization to me is like you're giving the player more options to basically have control of their world, right, within the game. So I mean, I don't feel like character customization in this sense, referring to this specific topic here, is a bad thing at all. So I don't see why they just won't allow that.
Reasons for this. Check it out right here. This makes a lot of sense to me. Now, Adam Jackson says this: I'd say one thing also on the gameplay side that matters is that it's important for different classes to have different silhouettes so that you can tell what you are playing. Two people come up against each other like in PvP or out in the world, that you can actually tell, like, hey, there's a barbarian over here, this is a sorceress over here. It's something important that we consider when it comes to even gear and how all those things look on.
Okay, that does make sense. That actually makes a lot of sense. I get it now.
Different classes. It makes sense to me. It's kind of like when you have, I guess you would say, Team Fortress, and you have the heavy dude roaming around. You know, oh boy, I'm facing off against the heavy, and you know what to kind of expect from that. That's kind of what they're going for here, it seems, that you can instantly recognize what you're dealing with. And that's going to be also very important for PvP when you enter into those type of battles. All right, let's keep going. It says, with the customization that you can do from getting things from the Codex of Power or with the game, the gems and the glyphs, excuse me, what happened with runes and rune words? Are they still returning for socketed items, or are they dropped because of all these new features that you guys are adding in Diablo 4? Once again, great question. And
they better still be in there.
From Adam Jackson of Blizzard, who says this: yeah, totally. How would I say this? We like rune words. They're very cool. We don't have anything to announce as far as if they're going to be in the game in the immediate future. We do think they're still a really cool idea, and that's all I'm going to say right now.
So they're probably not going to be there at launch. That's what that tells me.
No confirmation whatsoever. They didn't outright deny that it wouldn't be in the game. But it seems to me like, from that comment, if I could speculate a little bit, it seems like they might be interested in adding rune words later down the road, years after this game is released. That's kind of my assessment here with this one. Perhaps they want to do something with rune words and the highly requested belt that is missing from this game, and even perhaps sets. So I don't know if they want to do rune words with the belt, sets, something interesting, something new with it. We will have to wait and see what they do with that one.
By the way, I hated this boss. Whenever I was fighting this boss on the beta, this thing was totally wrecking my my druid. So fortunately, my buddy was a sorcerer, and he kept just spawning these things I would shoot at it, and we basically just ran around until it killed it.
To me, it's definitely on the table. and it's definitely there, or perhaps something that they want to develop in the background.
Hey guys, if you like the video, make sure you head over to the page, hit that like button, scroll over, smash that subscribe, and hit that bell icon to get notified for future video drops, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.